Hello students, we are going to start with the topic periodic classification of elements. Now, what is the need of classification? Why we need to classify the things? For that, I will give you an example. Like if you go to a general store, the shopkeeper keeps the things segregated. Like if you ask for a bath soap, he will have a section where he keeps the bath soap. From that, he will give you that. If you ask for a shampoo, वो शैम्पू के सेक्शन में से he will give you the shampoo which you need. Why is the classification required now? Because it is easier to find the things and easily you can learn about them and what are their functions, what are their uses. Okay, so see for the elements. There are total 118 elements till now found in our nature. So हम लोग एक एक तो learn नहीं कर सकते बैठ के. So there is a need to classify them. So in earlier, scientists have tried to classify them. Now there was one scientist known as Daubeney. He was the first to classify the elements. Now on what basis he tried to classify the elements? He made group of 3 elements. And what he did, mass of the 2 elements divided by 2 will give you the mass of the third element. That is basically average of 2 elements will give you the mass of the third one. And he made group of 3. That's why his law is known as Daubeney's triad. For example, you can take lithium, potassium and sodium. If you add lithium and potassium, divide them by 2, you will get the mass of sodium. Clear? But his law failed because it was not following throughout the elements. जैसे कि every elements के लिए this was not true. Okay? Some elements के लिए ये true था, some elements के लिए ये follow नहीं हो रहा था rule. So his law got discarded. Now ये तो हो गया. Then another scientist came known as Newland. What he did? He arranged the elements in group of 8. जैसे कि हमारे सारे गामा पा म्यूजिक के वो जो सुर होते हैं 8 सुर, उसके अंदर उसने ये अरेंज किया एलिमेंट्स को. दैट्स व्हाई दिस इज नोन एज ऑक्टेव्स बिकॉज इट इज 8 अरेंज्ड इन ग्रुप ऑफ 8. सो इन हिज लॉ ही स्टेटेड दैट द फर्स्ट एलिमेंट in the group and the 8th one will show similar characteristics or properties. जैसे कि mass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You will arrange them in increasing order of their masses. The first one will show the similar properties with the 8th element. For example, hydrogen will show similarity with fluorine and oxygen will show similarity with sulfur. Clear? So he tried to arrange them that way. Still, there also he had to face some failures because all the elements were not following this rule. Sometimes it was like 2 elements were coming on the same place. So this cannot happen. 2 elements तो एक जगह पे mass नहीं हो सकता दोनों का. So his law also got discarded. We don't use neither Daubeney's triad or Newland's octaves. They tried their best to classify them. But because every element could not follow their rule, we cannot use their laws. Okay? Clear? Now, another scientist known as Mendeleev came. Now, what he did is, he tried to arrange the elements same in increasing order of their masses. And he was quite successful in the classification of elements. Same, he made a tabular column having 7 groups 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and he arranged the elements in their increasing order in a following table. So the law of Mendeleev states that the elements are chemical and physical function of their atomic masses. Okay? So he classified them in increasing order of their masses. So he was quite successful in doing that. So we are going to learn the merits and demerits of Mendeleev periodic law. So we are going to learn merits of Mendeleev talking about an instrument, we say advantages and disadvantages, right? But when we talk about laws, we say merits and demerits and not advantages and disadvantages. So, in simple words, it is advantages of periodic table of Mendeleev. So, क्या advantages थे? We will going to learn that. First one was, there was an element known as beryllium, which was firstly said that it has atomic mass 14.9 and boron had atomic mass like 10. So beryllium was placed after boron because increasing order of atomic masses. So boron will come first and then beryllium. But Mendeleev made a correction that beryllium doesn't have 14.9 as its atomic mass. Actual mass of beryllium came out to be 9.4, and that's why it was placed before boron in the Mendeleev periodic table. Because boron is 10 and beryllium actual atomic mass came to be known as 9.4. So beryllium is placed before boron in the Mendeleev periodic table, and that came out to be correct. This was his first merit. Second one is that some elements, like we are talking about 118 elements now, but before there were only 113 elements or maybe less than that were known. So if it is 26, 27, so then we have like 29. We don't have a 28 element present at that time. So what Mendeleev did that he left some vacant places for the elements to be discovered later, and he actually knew the position of that elements also, where it will come in the periodic table, and he left some vacant spaces for that. And later those elements came out to be correctly placed in the periodic table having that mass and that name. Clear? That was his second merit. Now third one is like noble gases. We all know noble gases: argon, krypton, xenon. So at that time these noble gases were not discovered. So where to place them? Periodic table तो मेंडलीव ने ऑलरेडी बना दिया, but noble gases तो बाद में discovered हुए. So what to do about it? Where to place them? So he gave an idea to place them after the table. He made another row for noble gases, and noble gases were placed at the end of the periodic table without disturbing the position of other elements. So the three merits of Mendeleev is beryllium, which was known to be having atomic mass 14.9, was placed after boron, but its actual mass was 9.4, and then it was placed before boron. Second one is all elements were not known in the proper sequence of their increasing atomic masses. So he left some vacant places in the table, and then later those elements came to be discovered and were placed exactly in those vacant spaces. Next one was, there were no noble gases till that time. After some years, noble gases were discovered, and those noble gases were placed at the end of the table without disturbing the position of any other elements. Clear? So these three are the merits of. So now we start with demerits of Mendeleev periodic table, मतलब disadvantages. Now first disadvantage of Mendeleev periodic table was cobalt and nickel have mass 59. Like cobalt maybe 59.7 and nickel maybe 59.4, whatever. Whole number was same, there was only difference in the decimal. So now what to do? Where to place them? There was confusion between the placement of cobalt and nickel because they shared same atomic mass in whole numbers. Clear? So there was no clarity to place them in the periodic table. Next one is isotope. We all know many elements show isotopes, like they have same atomic number but different atomic mass number. demerit was like many elements show isotopes, like same atomic number. They have same atomic number but different atomic mass number. For example, if you take hydrogen, 1 atomic number and atomic mass, but deuterium have atomic number 1, mass 2, and titanium have atomic number 1 and mass 3. So these are also elements now. Atomic number तो 1 है, but mass number is changing. So where to place them? Okay, have property of hydrogens only. जो hydrogen का property है, that property only they are going to show. But they have different mass. So where to place them? That was one question. The third one is position of hydrogen. Because hydrogen was the element showing properties of. And the third demerit of Mendeleev was position of hydrogen. The element hydrogen that time showed property of both halogen and noble gases. तो कहाँ पे प्लेस करना है इनको? ठीक है, that was one confusion. Alkaline earth metal से भी वो similarity दिखा रहा था, noble gases से भी and halogen से भी. So where to place hydrogen? That was one confusion. The last one was no uniformity in rise in atomic masses. I told you that time all elements were not known in the sequence. Like 1 से लेके 50 तक 1, 2, 3, 4, not all elements were known. So we had 26, then we had 59, then we have 86. So there was major gap between the atomic masses. So we cannot predict all the elements with all the correct atomic mass. So where to place them? The elements जो बीच में नहीं थे उनके लिए कैसे कितनी space छोड़नी है, and the elements which were present, where to place them? That was one major confusion during the making of Mendeleev periodic table. So total 4 demerits are position of cobalt and nickel since they had same atomic mass in whole number, isotopes which have same atomic number but different atomic mass number. So their position were confused where to place them. The next one was position of hydrogen. Since it showed properties of 2 types of elements, तो उसको place कहाँ करना है? Where to place it? The fourth one, there was no continuity in the increasing order of atomic masses. So there was very much confusion to place each element in proper order. So these were the merits, and because of that, we do not use Mendeleev periodic classification to learn the elements, because we cannot take any law which has so many demerits in it. So we need to rectify them and we need to form a new law. And that law was formed by Henry Muesli, known as modern. So as I told you, Henry Muesli made a new law for classifying the elements, and that law states that property of elements, like chemical and physical properties of elements, are periodic function of their atomic number. Make it very clear. Modern periodic table or modern periodic law is based on atomic number and not atomic mass. And because of this, all the demerits which we had or which we faced were eliminated. Like isotopes have different mass but same atomic number, so their position will not change. Then cobalt nickel had same whole number atomic mass, so they have different atomic number. There is no point on the change of their position or confusion of the position to place them. Okay, so now modern periodic table is based on atomic number. Henry Muesli classified the elements on increasing order of their atomic number and not atomic mass. And the modern periodic table shows 7 periods, that is horizontal जो columns हैं, that they are known as 7 periods, and the vertical columns are known as groups, and there are total 18 groups and 7 periods. Clear? So we are going to study about the variation in periods, variation in groups, and how the elements are classified and how they are named on this periodic table. Lastly, we have 2 more rows known as transition elements. What it is known as? Inner transition elements. So remember, 7 periods, 18 groups. Along with that, we have 2 more rows known as F block. The first one is known as lengthenite series or actinide series, and also it has they are known as inner transition elements. Now, these first 2 groups, this is known as what? S block. What it is known as? S block. Okay, first 2 groups. 3 to 12 is known as D block. What it is known as? D block elements. 13 to 18 is known as P block elements. What it is known as? P block elements. So this is the way we classify them. First 2 groups, S block. 13 to 12, D block. 13 to 18, P block. And the below, it is known as F block. So there are 4 elements based on the blocks: S block, P block, D block and F block. Okay, understood? S block में क्या क्या आएगा? 1 to 2, 1 and 2. D block 3 to 12, P block 13 to 18 and F block, the below part of the periodic table, is known as F block. Now, there is one more classification of this table known as normal elements, transition elements, inner transition elements and noble gases or inert elements or inert gases. Okay, so let me tell you what are inner normal elements. Normal elements include 1 and 2, 13 and 17. Okay, 1 and 2 भी आएंगे उसके अंदर and 13 to 17. All these group of elements are known as normal elements. What they are known as? Normal elements. Which are they? 1 and 2 and 13 to 17. Clear? D block is same as transition elements. You can either say it as a D block or you can tell it as transition elements. So transition elements, normal elements की बात क्या आएगा? Transition elements. And they are 13 to 12. So 3 to 12, all groups include in this are known as transition elements, or also we can say them as D block. Clear? This entire F block is known as inner transition elements, as I told you before. What it is known as? Inner transition elements. And one more I told, noble gas or inert gases. It consists of this last group. Okay, this last group is known as inert gas or noble gases. Clear? So modern periodic table is classified on the basis of block and also have different types of elements. So let us discuss first normal elements. Normal elements consist of 1 and 2 and 13 to 17. Transition element consists of 3 to 12. Inert transition is completely F block and inert gases or noble gases consist of the last 18 group. Understood? Now, after this we are going to study about variation in periods and groups. So, after the classification of elements on the basis of their block and type of elements, we are going to discuss trends in modern periodic table. So what happens when we go from top to bottom in the group and left to right in a period? Okay. So when you go from top to bottom in the group, see, one shell or one orbit of the element is going to increase. Okay, hydrogen had one element, one shell. Lithium will have 2, sodium will have 3 and potassium will have 4 and so on. One shell will go on increase when we go from top to bottom. Okay, but when we go from left to right, the last shell will increase in 1 electron. Okay, by 1 electron it will increase like 2 by 3. 2, 4, 2, 5. Last shell will have one electron extra when we go from left to right in the period. Clear? What happens in group? Number of shell increases. What happens in period? Number of electron increases in the last shell. Okay? Now because of that, what happens is when you go from top to bottom in the group, everyone will have same valency. Okay? 1, 1, 1, 1. You can see in last shell of every element, there is only one electron. Okay, so the valency of that will be what? Plus 1. They are going to donate that electron to another atom, because to complete the octet, how many elements we require? 8. Now to get 7 more electrons to complete their octet is not possible. So what they try to do is they give their 1 electron to the other atoms, and then the second last shell of it will consist 8 electrons, and therefore they complete their octet. Okay? Same in group 2, if you see, all will have valency 2. 3 में जाओगे तो 3 and so on. Okay? But in period there is same number of shell rather than same number of electron in the last shell. There is same number of shell with increase in electrons in the last shell. So what happens is when we go from top to bottom in the group, size of the element is going to increase. What will happen? Size of the element is going to increase for sure. Hydrogen has 1 shell, so size will be this much. Lithium has 2, obviously size will increase. Sodium has 3, obviously size will go on increasing. Okay. Now you will say कि ठीक है, this is so okay, shell is increasing, so size will also increase. Now when you go from left to right in the period, number of electrons are increasing, but the number of shell is remaining same. See, boron 2, carbon 2, nitrogen 2, all have 2. Here also aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, all have 2. So what can happen? Whether the size should increase or whether the size should decrease. Now in this case, size decreases. Okay, and why? I will tell you. See, boron, 2 shells, 2 electrons, and last shell it has 3 electrons. If I talk about carbon, it will have 2 and 4 electrons in the outermost orbit. Now what happens is, both have 2 orbits or 2 number of shells. The size should be approximately same, but this is not the case. What happens is, if there are 4 electrons, obviously in nucleus there will be how many? 4 protons. Here how many protons will be there? 6 protons. Sorry, 5 protons here. Okay. So if the quantity of electron is increasing, the strength of the nucleus with the help of increasing in proton will also increase. So nucleus is positively charged. If we go on adding protons into them, the energy or the strength of the nucleus will increase, and therefore it will attract the electrons from the outermost shell. What happens is, the strength of the nucleus is 5 here because it has 5 protons. Here it is what? 6. The strength of the nucleus increases, and because of that, it tries to attract the electrons in the outermost shell more strongly than this one. Okay? So what will happen? Outermost shell, say electrons will go and attract towards nucleus. So what will happen? This orbit will also go inside now. So what will happen? The size of the carbon will be less than the boron. Since both of them have 2 shells or 2 orbits, but size of carbon will be less than that of boron, and same applies to nitrogen. Nitrogen will be much lesser than carbon, oxygen will be more less than nitrogen, and so on. So if it is the number of shell is 2 also, therefore then also there is change in the size of the elements. When you go from left to right, size decreases. What happens? Size decreases. like this. But when you go from top to bottom in the group, what happens? Size increases because there is increase in number of shell. And here there is what? Shielding effect, or we can say effective nuclear charge. What I told you, the strength of the nucleus, it is known as ENC. Effective nuclear charge goes on increasing, and because of that, outermost shell electron get attracts toward the nucleus more strongly than the previous one, and therefore their size get compressed and they have less size than the previous element. Are you getting this? Now, because of that, what happens is there are many changes. I told you valency of the elements in the group 1 will be 1, in group 2 will be 2, in 3 will be 3, and in 4 will be 4. Now, valency is the number of electron it is going to share, donate or accept. Okay, the element when it shares that number of electron, accepts how many numbers of electron or share, that thing is known as valency. कि वो कितना डोनेट करने वाला है, कितना एक्सेप्ट करने वाला है और कितना शेयर करने वाला है. बट व्हाट अबाउट वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन? Valence electron are the number of electron present in the outermost shell. What it is? Number of electron present in outermost shell of any element. If I talk about magnesium, how many number of electrons are there in the last orbit? 2. So its valence electron is 2. If I talk about phosphorus, how many it has? 5. So whatever is displayed, that is the valence electron. 2, 5, here it is 7. But what is valency? The number of electrons the element is going to share, donate or accept. So when valence electron is 4, valency B4 होती है. समझ में आया? See, here sodium has valence electron 1. Also its valency is also 1 because it is going to donate that 1 electron. So when you go from left to right and the valence electron is 4, valency also remains 4. But if the valence electron becomes 5, now the valency will not remain 5. What will be now? The valency will be 8 minus 5. How much it is? 3. So valency will be now 8 minus. So what will be valency now? Number 8 minus number of valence electron, that will show you the valency. If suppose valence electron is 7, so what will be my valency now? It will be 8 minus 7, that means 1. So why 1? See, your chlorine is 7. So he is not going to give 7 electrons to another element. The chlorine is going to accept 1 electron from another element. That's why his valency is not 7 but 1. But valence electron will be what? 7. Clear? Now what we studied? Left to right when we go, size decreases because of effective nuclear charge. Effective nuclear charge increases due to that electrons get attracted towards the nucleus and therefore they decrease in size. When we go from top to bottom in the group, what happens? Number of shell increases and therefore there is increase in the size of the elements. So hope you all are clear with all this concept. Classification, Daubeney triad, Euler octavals, Mendeleev, and then we lastly came on to modern periodic table. In modern periodic table we studied number of elements and types of blocks. And then we studied trends in modern periodic table based on the groups and elements. From top to bottom what happens and from left to right what happens. What is valence electron, what is valency and what is ENC, that is effective nuclear charge.